Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to have everybody here. This is the Being Your Own CEO Success Circle that meets every week because we enjoy each other's company and we love sharing information and experimenting and trying out new things. So welcome here. I've been hosting this now for a couple or 3 years, it seems. And my business is consulting and coaching, helping people get where they want to go in their small business. So welcome here, everyone. And first on the agenda as usual, is to invite everyone to introduce themselves. So, Fred, I believe you were the first one here this morning. Microphone. No, we're not. It's not happening.
My mouse didn't want a mouse.
Oh. Your mouse didn't want a mouse.
So finally I got my, anyway, I'm unmoused now.
Right.
I'm Fred Jones. I'm located in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, and I'm involved with working with young people with Our Future Leaders. And this is where we help them with their self-confidence, public speaking, self-confidence, leadership. Help them prepare for the changing world that they're going to face when they become adults. So, and find out what Jay has to share with us.
Don't forget to say you're in Victoria.
Oh, I did say that.
Oh, did you?
I did say that.
Oh, I missed it.
Yes.
I'm glad you're here, Fred.
So am I.
Yeah, right on. Let's see who was next. I think it might have been Paul. You're muted, Paul.
Let's try it again. So welcome to what's going to be a sunny day in Victoria. My company's name is TTG International Management, and we simply like to take great ideas and turn them into profitable action. And on that vein, I'm very pleased with one of the companies we mentor called Slick Spaces. They're in the final 10 for winning an award for British Columbia Innovation. So wow. Life is good in the fast lane for those boys.
Is it an online space?
No, they have created keyless entry solutions for rental properties and climate control that you can do remotely and track what's happening in your rental properties. So,
wow.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, welcome here. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Okay. Now, Roland, I think you were next.
Hi, Roland from MinMax Media, coming to you from Southern California, where we're just a little bit overcast, a few clouds. But anyway, we help people develop the minimum they need for the maximum impact. And I sponsor the DIY Live Streaming Show.com website and the Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties show.
The last one was quite interesting. I wasn't able to attend live, but I did attend.
I'm glad you found it interesting. It was for me too.
Yeah, right. So welcome and thanks for your technical support this morning. And Jay, what about you?
Hello. There we go. Hi, my name is Jay, and my company is Magi Studios, and we help people get started in the world of online marketing through coach, consulting, and training. Hailing from the great Victoria, British Columbia, the actual suburb of Victoria, we call it the West Shore, otherwise known as Langford. But we prefer West Shore. It gives it more articulate, you know. So
yes. Well, there was a time when, from what I understand, Langford was kind of known as
hillbilly country.
Hillbilly country, yeah.
I'll say it for you.
But it sure doesn't look like that anymore.
Well, we've got a PGA tournament starting this week, so I think, you know, at the very least, that's a pretty good improvement. So. Oh,
and the downtown. I mean, it's with its traffic circles and whatnot. It's really come along.
I'm actually personally getting a little tired of running into Hollywood stars all the time out here with their filming. I wish they'd you know, like having drinks with Ryan Reynolds, and it's becoming so boring.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh, so and you're lucky because you live out there, but you also work out there, so you don't have to try to time your travels in relation to the Colwood Crawl.
Exactly. My office is about not even 5 minutes away from my house, so it works out great. So I'm one of the few entrepreneurs or solopreneurs that works outside of their home. So, and I guess a lot of people.
How's your studio rental coming?
It's crazy. It's actually I kind of opened up I think Pandora's box here in terms of what the demand of what people really want. So yeah, it's going great. I mean, there's a ton of people that I really didn't realize that wanted an affordable space to do videos where they can have the option of having a green screen or not. So, and that's the solution that we're providing. And yeah, it's great. I love it. You know, it's fantastic. I'm learning to share my my office space. So
you're going to have to hire a technician to take care of all those people.
I know, exactly. Yeah, talk to all these people.
Oh,
yeah, it's great. I love it. It's fantastic.
Great on. So what can I say about what's new for me? What's new for me is I got a new Google Pixel smartphone and had to buy a new tablet as well. Boy, that was an exercise. We all, my choir community, we've come in touch with an app that requires quite a late version of a tablet. So the last few days was taken up trucking around between one computer store and another. So
yeah, the modern technology demands of choir, huh?
Well, and this year it's going to, I mean, there's a lot of us that have used our tablets to work with our charts and so forth, but this year it's going to be much more up front and center, because you know, making photocopies of all those charts for 300 members, you can imagine what a job that is. So anyway, I figure I've always known that your technology probably only lasts you about 4 years, and then then it's time to upgrade. So I guess it was timely. So that's my news. I've been having fun getting everything set up and rolling. So anyway, this morning, well, I think it was in the green room after we finished last week's, we were thinking about what we would like to discuss this morning, and the idea of paid promotion came up. I guess Jay was interested in our exploring that. So it seems as though almost all the platforms now have some version of a paid promotion. For example, Facebook, you can boost your posts, or you can do paid ads. I haven't done paid ads. I've tried the boost thing, and I honestly didn't really see any results from it. So maybe it has something to do with what I do or don't know, but that didn't work for me. The other thing that's really interesting, though, about boosts and paid ads on Facebook, it seems to spill over into Instagram if people are interested in that. So the two seem to be connected quite tightly. So, but one question I have of the group, I wasn't certain. Is there paid promotion in Twitter? Does anybody know? There is, eh? Something I know absolutely nothing about. I haven't encountered that at all. So, yeah. So the one that we all seem to know the most about are Google AdWords. And as I recall, having tried that a few years back, not with any great success, but it seems as though you need to bid on specific keywords. So and if it's a popular keyword, boy, you could end up paying quite a bit, it seems. So and before we get into sort of chewing around on this, I see that I do need to remind everybody to please, if they've got something to share, to find the VCP plugin page and do the posting there rather than comments within the Hangout comment stream. So Jade, it sounded from our discussion last week that you have been playing with this new I don't even know what it's called, new Google AdWords, that it can be used with a map, your map profile.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Google AdWords Express. And what it basically is, it's a condensed, easy to use, user-friendly version of Google AdWords that's specifically geared towards local business. And it also ties directly into if you have a Google listing, which would reside under something called Google My Business. And so you can go into your Google My Business account and you can start creating a campaign. Now, the thing that I really like about it, about Google Express, is that you don't have to select keywords. It kind of does it for you based on the category that your Google listing resides under. So if you're a house cleaner, or if you're a plumber, or if you're a service-based business, it will provide the keywords based on not only that category, but also on what people are actually searching for to find your business, or a business like yours.
Wow.
So, and in terms of, like, if you want to compare the actual dollars and cents, the bidding, you actually don't even bid. It sets the price for you. I don't really find it that much more expensive at all. So, like, for every $10 you spend in Google AdWords Express, you would probably spend maybe $9 or $8 in Google AdWords. So the comparable is maybe an additional 10 to 15% of cost. And in my opinion, I think it's completely worth it, because if you don't know what you're doing inside Google AdWords, you can actually lose a tremendous amount of money, right? Because there's some pretty advanced strategies in terms of what you want to be, bidding on. So, and the reporting is great. The reporting is awesome. It's a really nice, easy interface, and you can see if people are searching on a smartphone or on desktop computers, what keywords they were using, whether they actually clicked to call or called your business. You can use, they actually provide free call tracking numbers included in your paid promotion. So if you want to track phone numbers, like if you want to track specifically what keyword people are using to call you, then using the provided phone numbers, it's great. So they have a huge data pool of like wherever you live phone numbers. So, depending on your area code. So 250 or 778 here in Victoria.
So what I'm hearing is it seems to be geared mostly to mobile.
Well, I wouldn't say I think that's just the industry trend now when it comes to looking for a local business. So I wouldn't say that it's geared so much, because even if I search for something on my desktop and it gives me one of those call tracking numbers where I just actually dial it, that will track that phone call. It's not the click, it's the actual change of the phone number.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's great. So then it just forwards to your normal business line. And
right.
Google just collects that data and says, all right, Jay, someone searched green screen rental and called this, and called that number.
So then when you've got that number, then you can, that allows you to follow up, I'm gathering.
Exactly. Yeah. So because people with ads, like when they see ads, they don't recognize your phone number, and they also typically don't store your number. Okay. But if someone does call that number, as long as you keep running the ads, that you own that number.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Roland signaled that he had a question for Jay.
Well, they're stacking up here, but the first thing is that, especially associated with Google Maps, I get the impression it's very, very local centric. So as opposed to a wider range global effect, this express system is basically based on some more of the local advertising. And then the second question is probably too much here, is if they're going to eliminate some of the work for people when they're trying to target and focus on the keywords, we really want to know how effective their placement of the ads are so they can actually get results, right? Not just the fact that we stay within the confines of the expenditure, but knowing AdWords, we can make a lot of bad mistakes. In the Express system, how do they avoid us making the mistakes? I mean, if they're in charge of where our ads go, what do they do to regulate that, and how efficient is it?
Right. So the first question, yeah, it's very centric towards a geographic area. So it's primarily geared towards local businesses. So that business could be a brick and mortar store. It could be a service-based business. It doesn't. It as long as it says that, like the focused keyword is, service plus city. Like, so plumbing Seattle or something like that. You don't have to reveal your address. So you could do home-based business can easily advertise on Google AdWords Express.
I have a Google My Business account, and I've actually been posting. There's a new feature in there that allows you to post any events that you've got coming up. I haven't got a lot of traffic from it, maybe 3, 4, 5 people a week, but it seems it started out with 1 and increases a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But question I have is, so when you do this AdWords Express, where does the ad show up?
Yep, that's a great question.
So when you open Google Maps, where does it show up?
So that's a good question, because it also kind of ties into Roland's second question in terms of placement, right? So Google will actually, as you're setting up the ad, it shows you where the ad will reside, and it resides in a couple places. One would be above at the very top, okay? So where a normal Google AdWords ad would show up. And the second one, which is more of the maps and the mobile type of scenario, is actually inside the map listings, those local listings, what we call the snack pack now, the three listings that have the map associated to it. So it'd show up right at the top there. And it has a little green icon that says ad, A-D, a little green one. Mm-hmm. So those are the 2 places that it shows up. It does not go on the side. It does not go on the bottom or anything like that. It's expected, because you're paying more of an additional 10-15% premium. It will put you up there at the top, and it cycles ads. So if there's 4 people showing up or wanting to pay for the same kind of service, it will cycle through those ads. Okay, because you don't have the ability to add extra bidding to keywords. What you can do in the dashboard is you can actually remove keywords. You can actually take keywords away.
Oh, so you get to see what the keywords are that they
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can walk you through the dashboard at some point. So.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Anybody else have any major questions? Like Paul and Fred, do you use your phones to look up businesses or to find things in town?
I don't use a smartphone very much. I'm old-fashioned. I still use my laptop. So a phone is not a big part of my life. Walking along the street looking for things and walking into telephone poles. I'm too old to be so multi-dexterous as these young people who seem to have radar.
How about you, Paul? Are you using your phone to find things in town?
I use my phone when I'm not sitting on my duff in my office.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's not what I'm doing. It's what everybody else on the street that I'm walking down is doing. They're all on their phones. So
yeah,
that's just where businesses, it's been referred to as the remote control of life, and that sums it up.
Well, and I might just share with the group. My phone is never more than a foot away from me. And when I'm out and about, and even sometimes when I'm not out and about, I find it's really fast to open Google Maps and just type in what I'm looking for, and boom, 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 there's what I'm looking for. I love it. It's just I find Google Maps is becoming more and more and more useful when you're out and about and trying to do things. So yeah, so I use a lot. So, but I can't honestly say that I've noticed any ads, and maybe they were there and I just didn't notice them. So Jay, is this something fairly new, or has it been around for a long time?
It's been around for a couple of years. It's just never really been. It's almost like it's been a sleeping cell. It's been a quiet thing where now they're kind of going, yeah, okay, well, we see that there's a demand for people wanting to do ads, but we find that people are getting intimidated by AdWords because it is such a complex system. With AdWords, they keep piling on more features, which is great, but it's like a mechanic always needing to educate themselves on the advancement of the technology behind an engine. You're always needing to re-educate yourself. And that's what I'm finding myself doing, is always needing to kind of go back and going through the AdWords certification course and stuff. And where it's just like, where I kind of go, you know what, I'm going to pay the extra 10, 15% and just do it, so.
Go the easy route.
Correct. Yeah. The path of least resistance.
So now you mentioned your green screen or your studio. Have you used AdWords Express to promote that?
Not specifically for the green screen. No. It's more. I've been doing some internal emails to existing clients, and then what happens is they actually end up telling their associates and their business friends, and it just kind of trickles down from there. But that's the intent. Is when I have more of a streamlined system, because right now I'm in a kind of a beta phase, right? It's just to iron out the kinks, if you will. Once it's more streamlined, then I'll start doing a big ad campaign.
So have you used this AdWords Express for yourself or any of your clients thus far?
For my clients, yeah. Yeah. So I haven't done it for no, that's not true. I've actually done it for myself, just to test it out. And yeah, and it's great, So, but yeah, I use it for clients, and it's great because if you wanted to hire me to run Google AdWords Express campaigns, I can actually do that from your Google AdWords Express account or your Google My Business account. You just give me manager access to it.
Wow.
And then I can run those campaigns for you. And then it bills to your credit card, not mine. And then I just do the service fee of 20%. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
you retain control, right? So you retain all the control.
I have to admit that I have a Google My Business account, but I haven't. I don't go to it very often. I don't do much with it. So it strikes me that it would require a little bit of attention. My goodness, is everybody else? Oh, there it's changed. Did you get a blurry picture just a minute ago?
Yeah.
That's strange. So, Roland, did you signal you wanted to ask another question?
Yes. I was curious to know if Jay knew anything about this, that for local features on maps and the retrieving of those resources, they have the star review system still intact. So how does the stars and the reviews affect the ads and the placement of your information? Does that have anything to do with the who Google selects to place the ads?
As far as I know, there is absolutely no correlation between your rating and review system and where your ad is positioned. I actually did some research on that. And at least they're not saying anything, right, publicly. So, and because it's basically saying, all right, well, hey, you want to pay us? We'll put you up there. Right. We don't care if you're a 1-star business, so.
All right, well, that gives me some hope, because a starting business does not have to have the reviews in order to place an ad where it's going to be predominantly seen.
Yeah, exactly. So the way the monetary system works is you set a budget. You set a budget of a daily spend, or it could be a monthly spend, and basically that's essentially what dictates the positioning, is your budget spend.
So I just, for the fun of it, while we were talking, I took out my phone and typed in coaches, and it doesn't show any ads that I can see. So I'm just trying to think of something else that I could type in there so I could see an ad. What else?
Or does it indicate an opportunity that you have in a field?
The fact that I didn't see any ads, maybe it does.
Well, does it mean that not that many people are looking to advertise in that for that term?
I don't know. I don't know what it means.
What do you think, Jay?
Well, I think it's the term is somewhat vague. I think that's the issue, is that when you type in coaches, it doesn't really understand what you're saying.
So I when I did that, I got a coach line. In other words, a bus service.
Yeah.
But I did get some life coaches in there as well. But
yeah,
they came up as listed, but it didn't look as though there were any ads. So I just did another one. Typed in carpet cleaners, and I certainly got a big long list, but I still don't see anything that looks like an ad. So yeah, interesting. So that kind of tells me that it's not being used all that much.
No, it's actually a great, depending on where you are, it's actually a great opportunity to advertise your business if you want more, if you want to get more exposure to your business. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what if I type in business coaches? Can't type. See what I get. Yeah, I still get, well, I'm showing up in that list.
Mm-hmm.
But several others, but I still don't see any ads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you'd like, I can show you.
Would you? That would be really, really interesting, I think, for all of us.
So what I'll do is I'll do two things. First, I'll show you an existing client, their dashboard. Okay, so you can see what the results look like, and then I'll create an ad. I'll create an ad for myself.
Oh, cool.
So let's go to the sharing of thy screen. Let's see, I think it's that one. Let's make sure that's the right one. Yes. Okay. All right, everyone can see in here?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Okay, so this is a cleaning company located in Calgary. Okay. And as you can see here, so the ad is here on the right. Okay, so I'll zoom in on it so you can see. So that's what the ad, so that's what people will see. So now obviously you won't be able to see it if you Google, maid cleaning or something, because your IP address is not located in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
We'll zoom back out. And so here is your basic analytics, your basic views and clicks.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see over the course of basically a month, 26,692 views. One thing I forgot to mention is that you only pay for the clicks. So you're not paying for 26,692 views. You're only paying for, well, in this situation, 97 clicks.
Oh.
So which equated to $22.93. That's pretty darn cheap. So the way that I personally look at it, and I tell my clients, is that you're getting 26,692 people. You're exposing your business to that many people for 20 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the clicks, right? And the clicks, that doesn't count because that is a tracking phone number.
Uh-huh.
That's a custom tracking phone number, not the Google provided one. I run a phone tracking part of my service offering. because they can then record the calls, and then they can read, go back and look at those calls. At any rate, so you can see here, it gives you a really basic idea as to where your ad is being displayed in terms of a format.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we go, okay, so the ad's been shown 88% on smartphones, 10% on tablets, and 2% on computers. And then your sources are Google search, so where people actually search for something, and then something called Google partner sites. Now, what Google partner sites are, any kind of like associated, basically, if you ever see an ad somewhere other than your own, if you ever see an ad on someone else's website, that's essentially what is considered a Google partner site.
Right.
Yeah.
And the clicks, where do they? Well, obviously, most of the clicks would come from smartphones as well, wouldn't they?
91%. Yeah. 91%. 9% on tablet. 0% on computers.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So they see that's the demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to take into consideration is this ad is geared towards not so much having the website address, but more the phone number. So it's people clicking to call, clicking that number. Because when they see this on a mobile device, that number is clickable.
Mm-hmm.
And then where the budget was spent. So you could see, again, it's the majority of it is on smartphones and tablets, and then also 100% on Google partner sites. Now from there, you can actually see some of the search phrases as to what has been shown.
Right on.
Now, if I click on Manage All, I can then take a look at these. And you see I can turn them on, various ones on and off.
So that does give you a little bit of control for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, the term cleaning lady, I'm going to turn that one off. So that one's not really relevant to the business. And see, that's exactly what I've been doing here is been turning some of them off. And I find that when you turn them off, your ad gets more exposure. Cleaning subcontractor, we turn that one off, right? And I can just go on and on and on. The list ends up being about like 500 different odd keywords.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can just, commercial housekeeping service, turn that one off. Press done. And then from here, your map actions and your call clicks are shown. But because they were shown on partner sites, it doesn't pick up that type of information. Now, if I wanted to change my budget, I could change my budget if I wanted to. Okay, so I could just basically go edit, edit my budget.
Oh yeah, okay.
So right now I'm averaging $3.29 a day. So, and it's a sliding scale. So I can go, all right, well, let's jack it up to say $10, about $10 a day. Like that. Press save. And then what happens is as I slid that up, this shows your estimated performance. So if I go like this, you see I'll get more clicks, right? If I'm spending $41 a day. And there's actually people that are willing to spend that much money, right? Because, was it $1,250 a month, right?
Yep.
So, so that just gives you an idea as to, if there's value there, then by all means, with that kind of exposure, you can easily get that much money, right? Or that much, that many clicks. Okay.
Really, that looks really user friendly.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, it really, really is. Yeah. So with that being said, what I can do is I can create an ad. If you want, I can go ahead and create an ad. All right, so I'm going to go to a different browser here. Does anyone have any questions before I kind of jump in on that? Or?
Roland, go ahead.
Sorry, I keep jumping in.
That's
But when you were describing partner sites, are we talking about AdSense?
Yeah. But also there's other websites that are associated, like search-based websites that essentially Google owns.
So possibly YouTube, for instance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's go to the other one here. Where do we go? Here it is. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so here is. Okay, so here's my dashboard for my business.
Right.
And everyone can hear me okay still?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So at the bottom, there's a thing that says AdWords Express.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it will always be located on the bottom. If you don't see it here, you can actually, it will be located on the left right here where it says create an ad.
Oh.
So I just click on that. That'll open up a new tab. So here is my old ad that I was playing around with. And now I can go, I'm gonna go create a new ad. So it says, pick a goal for your ad. What do you want people to do? Call your business, visit your storefront, or take action on your website. So let's go call your business. I want them to call. So this is your what is your end result? What is your conversion point?
Yeah.
Do you want them to call, click, or come by?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want them to call. So I'm gonna pick that goal. So now it says, all right, well, what do you want to do? You want to find customers near your business, or you can go specific cities. So the way that this city thing works, if you want to really narrow it down, is it's kind of finicky, right, in terms of the city, right? So because I can't type in Langford because it doesn't exist, but
No.
Colwood does.
Oh, yes.
But here's the cool thing is, if you notice, it might be hard to see, but if you see there's a postal code there.
Yep.
So I can click on V9B, right? And it says V9B is already included in Victoria, or take out Victoria. And then so you can actually target smaller areas if you want, based on postal code, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I can see where the area that's on the map. There's Midstream, Langford, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just start going V8, and I can see there's V8N, and we see where that is, right? And then it starts adding these various areas, right? So you can really hone it down specifically, you know. So you can create multiple ads based on geographic areas if you want. I think for the
would really make sense for location-based businesses. Boy,
precisely.
I mean, that really allows you to hone it down. That's fabulous.
Precisely. Yeah. So I'm just going to do the near my business and show ad within a 25-kilometer radius. I think that gives me plenty. You know, I can jump it to 30. You know, and then I get all of Schwartz Bay and stuff. So.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. It says my potential audience size is about 927,497 people.
Yeah. Right.
Per month.
Yes.
I don't know if I can handle that type of exposure. All right. So I press next. So it says, what language do you want? And it says, what product or service do you want to promote in this ad? Internet marketing service, advertising agency, marketing consultant. So, and then it says another one. So I can actually pick a different one. So let's see what it says when I do video. Video production service, video camera, video baby mode, video song, video games. So I can go video production service.
Right.
Corporate videos, advertisements, television. So I'll take away television because I don't really need that. And go next. So then here's where I actually start creating my ad. So it says get tips and see sample ads. So I can just literally just copy this, right? So I can go publish videos that work. Greens production, green screen video productions. And I like to say convert.
Right.
Or, you know what? I'm going to say sell. We'll just put. There you go, green screen video production. And now I can add in, so I can go, affordable.
Oh, I see you have up to 80 characters. Is that it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Look at that, 80 characters. I fit the whole thing in. How awesome is that?
Right on.
Okay, so there we go. So that's good. So, and it says now, because it says, see how your ad will appear. So if I click on that, it gives me an idea. See, it kind of shows me an example on Google Search, on Google Maps, and then on Google Partner Sites. Okay.
Right on.
Yeah.
This is much, much, much simpler than admin. Oh my word.
Totally, right? Yeah. All right, so press done, press next. All right, so, and then it has the phone number. It says turn on verified calls. So that's that call tracking option. So if I take that out, it just provides my business line there. But if I turn that on, you see how I'll zoom in there. See how it kind of goes XXX? So what that is saying is that we'll provide you random verified call numbers. So, like a random number local towards my specific area. So it'll be a 250 or a 778 line. So then I can track so then from there I can see what funnel point people are coming in, right? So I can see if people are using video production services and then correlate that to a specific number. Basically what they do, guys, is they correlate a phone number with a keyword. So you end up getting, tons of phone numbers. So, and as I said, there's no actual additional cost to that. So then I can go like this. So I'll turn that on, press next. Now they say, well, how much money do you want to spend here, Jay? So $9.21, $10.20 a day. I want $10 a day. There we go. And press next. So estimated performance looks good. Says you've added a phone number to your ad to receive verified calls. Looks good. Press next. Confirm payment info, and then if you have a promotional code, I can add that, which I already have one on there. Press next, and then it'll be good to go. So it says that your ad will be reviewed within 24 hours. Once it's approved, visit the dashboard to edit your ad and check its progress. So I can continue to the dashboard, and I actually see them get verified within a few hours at most.
Wow.
And there you have it.
So I think there's a one thing that stands out for me is that the understanding that you can choose a certain area in like when you have Google My Business, you don't have to put your address in there. Like if you're working from home, you don't want your address in there, and you don't need to put it there.
Yeah.
And that ability to choose the area that you want to cover, I think that's just.
So I see this as a really good strategy for people who do speaking engagements. For example, let's say you are speaking in Seattle. So you can do an ad so that it shows up in Seattle. And instead of the calling one, you can do the website presence, where it'll have a link where people can buy tickets to that particular event. If you're, and that can be just on your own website, right? Where it'll be basically a landing page that can have a link to Ticketmaster or wherever they end up buying the tickets. So it actually gives you an opportunity to create additional exposure for wherever you end up speaking. So if you live in Oak Bay or Sydney or wherever, but you're speaking in Seattle, let's say, within a month from now, you can run an ad campaign from now until, a couple days before that actual event, at which point that'll give you additional exposure, right?
Absolutely.
So,
wow.
Yeah. I think Roland had a question.
Yes, I was wondering, as you were going through the charts, I understand the budget, I understand the estimated flow through and everything, but it wasn't really clear what you would pay for per click.
It doesn't tell you. They don't tell you what you pay for. So if you need that specific information, then you would then have to go to AdWords.
I see. So in other words, when you put your budget up and all that stuff, you might be paying for 1 click or 10 clicks. You don't know.
Yeah. So but you can also gather an idea as to what you're paying per click, because when I showed you that maid service, right, their budget was like $23 or something, and it was like just under 100 clicks. So it shows you that you're actually paying not a lot for clicks, right?
Basically do the math.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But as I said earlier, I actually don't value it as a per click. I value it as exposure.
Yeah.
So, 23,000 people saw that ad. And specifically because that ad or that company that I'm dealing with is a franchise location company, there's automatic recognition. So it's not, in my opinion, it's getting exposure to their brand as opposed to getting actual clicks. Like 23,000 people to see your business name for $20 for over the course of 30 days.
That's
you will not get that type of value, that type of exposure anywhere. If you imagine creating a banner somewhere, like a physical banner somewhere, you would not. That'll be $23, please. Or like $2,300. So there's a huge benefit there, right? And if you sell to clients, if you sell advertising to clients, or you want to offer this as a service to potential clients, that's how I would pitch it. Not so much as like, here's the value of the click or the value of the call or something like that. It's the value of the exposure.
Yeah.
The click is an added bonus, and I think Paul would agree with me.
I think he probably would.
There you go.
So that was really informative, Jay. Just to get to see how it all works and how simple it is.
And that's the whole thing, is that it's simple. You know what you're spending. You know you're not going to spend over a certain amount. Right? And to turn off the ad, it's just the button. Just turn it off and then it stops.
Mhm. Right on. Well, you've got me. You got my wheels turning. So, what about others? Roland, I mean, do you can you see making use of that for clients of yours?
Oh, you muted yourself.
Fancy that. Sorry, my business model is a little bit different where I don't really focus on that. But as far as using it for my own purposes, I'm starting to get a couple ideas.
Mm. Right on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, really the way that I like to do things with that, with the budget, is jack the budget up really high for a day or two, right? Because you never end up spending that much in that day, right? Really. So, and then slide it down a bit, right? Get that first initial exposure,
Right.
and then slide it down a bit. And that's really what you do in AdWords as well. Is you bid really high to start, to get rolling, to show your ad right away, and then you slide the ad budget down a bit.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at the time. We are at the top of the hour. Any further questions before we kind of close for today?
So I did notice Heidi had a comment in the VCP.
And
she says, "Hi Jay, I'd like to have your support in creating the AdWords campaigns, but I don't have to pay the ads. I was just accepted as a nonprofit." Oh, I see.
Yeah, right on.
Well, I'm not a nonprofit.
Oh.
But it's certainly a conversation that we can have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a volunteer either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the other item, Vivek is out there, and he says he's used Google Maps quite extensively, especially during his recent visit to India.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never seen any advertisements. Wow. He even used maps to go shopping, but not see any advertisements.
It's a very underutilized system.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, I think restaurants, especially here in Victoria, where, you know, it's cutthroat, the competition, right? Like every second store is a restaurant here in Victoria, right? And they wonder why they're short on chefs, you know?
Well, but I have to admit, I use Google Maps. For example, I might my walking partner and I might decide we want to go out for breakfast after our walk or whatever, and just go to Google Maps and say good place for breakfast.
Yeah, a common term is like breakfast spots near me. So then it'll pick up your geolocation. Yeah. So and it actually, that keyword actually shows up inside the AdWords Express.
Does it?
Yeah, and so that if you're targeting that specific geographic area, so i.e. that postal code area, right? That ad will show up, right? So assuming that you have a budget to correlate that. So
right on.
Yeah, and if you notice that your ad isn't really getting a lot of exposure, then you juice up the budget a bit.
Right on. So you can manage that on a daily or every few days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That sliding scale, the daily budget, like you can put it up to $50, and I've yet to see it go up to that, like on point, that actual daily budget, right? It'll be like maybe $10, $20 at most, right?
Oh, a question that occurs to me. So when you do that, what do you do? Hook it up with PayPal?
No, just a standard credit card.
Standard credit card.
Yeah, okay. I don't think they have PayPal. I don't think they have it. No. But there's tons of you can get. Google dishes out coupons or promotional codes all the time. Spend $50, get $100 in credit.
Oh, I just got one in the mail or in my inbox like this week. You have $100 to spend in AdWords.
Yep. Yeah. Right now they're actually doing a campaign where you spend $50 and you get a $100 credit.
So can I wonder if you can use that to.
Well, why don't you give me the code and let's try.
Express. Pardon?
I said, why don't you give me the code and let's try? How's that for selling?
I wouldn't exactly call that selling.
Reverse psychology selling. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, that's that AdWords coupon. That's the coupon code.
So basically what we're saying is if you get one of those AdWords coupons, you can use it in AdWords Express.
Yeah. It's $100 for the $50 spend.
Right on. Right on. So now we've all got some ideas, or I've got some ideas anyway, as to.
Well, I had a quick question. The $50 spend, is that money that you place into an account with AdWords and commit it to spending so that they know you're spending $50? Then they give you $100 credit, or do you have to reach $50 first?
Right. Great question. So in my experience with these, when I put the coupon code in there, the credit just applies right away.
Oh,
it's weird. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, right? So, and I haven't, the accounts that I applied the coupon to hadn't spent $50 yet at that time.
Right on. So long, Fred.
Whoosh.
He's waving goodbye. He has another commitment that.
I think when people leave, they have to go. They should go. Yes, as if they're going down something like a tube.
Oh dear. So again, I want to thank you, Jay, for sharing your information. That was really really useful, and I certainly feel encouraged to use my coupon that I've got for sure. See what happens. So thank you so much again. And Roland, I'm about to share screen.